Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take two random characters, combine them using the GMO mod, grab a random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with the resulting monstrosity. Hope you're all doing well. So, because the random button doesn't work in the GMO mod, we're going to have to use the wheel, so let's go ahead and spin, and we'll see what character combination we're getting today. So, for our first one, we've got, looks like the creature. Always an incredibly fun character. Going to be dealing with a lot of extra curse. And then, let's see what's going with that. It's the Lich. Well, that's a spooky Halloween combination. I think that'll be a weird character to play, because creature and Lich together should give us a very... because the damage modifiers from Lich will apply to our weapon damage, and the creature's loss of range and XP gain will make it harder to start the chain from Lich and start healing, and enemies will be cursed, so we'll take a lot of extra damage. I think this is actually a really interesting one. Okay, well, it just got more interesting because we're playing with medical gun, so we're gonna see how that works. Now, with the Lich, when we take damage, we're going to heal slowly, and that damage will kill enemies randomly across the map. So I need to make sure that I'm not at full health at any given time, because that will enable me to use my Lich healing to get extra material drops. I actually did that wave perfectly. The most materials that you can get on wave 1 is 56, unless you get a tree spawn on Abyssal Terrors, so we managed to get all of those. Didn't pick up the last one, but we got it right at the end. Let's roll here. Neither of these characters have harvesting penalties, so we're just going to roll for harvesting if we can find it. And I'll roll again. I missed twice. I could roll a third time, but I think I'm just going to take an armor. When we're going to be taking this much damage from cursed enemies, we will definitely need to pick up some armor very soon. A cursed lumberjack shirt is exactly the type of thing we're hoping for with our cursed fishhook. So definitely gonna roll for that, or try to get that. And let's roll, buy a medical gun, roll, buy a medical gun. The real challenge is gonna be trying not to roll past medical guns, because this is a weapon you will typically ignore. I was really hoping to be able to lock a medical gun here, to try to get it with the fishhook, and though it's not super likely to roll a ton of medical guns because it's got two different weapon tags. One of them is gun, which is a huge weapon tag. So in general, you probably won't get the most medical guns. Honestly, the minus range from the creature is probably an advantage. It'll make it easier for us to take damage in order to trigger our Lich passive. And the nice thing about medical gun is it does give us the additional regeneration for free from the medical weapon tag, and then also from the lifesteal. Let's roll here. I'm going to grab some harvesting. That's awesome. And then, nice, we got a cursed bag. So we actually have a choice here, which is always an interesting one on the creature. I could buy the bag because it's cursed. So if I leave it locked here, then we're giving up the value of potentially locking something else to try to get our fishhook to work. On the other hand, just trying to get more weapons is pretty powerful as well. I think because we have the Lich combo, so our actual weapons are not that important a component of our damage, I'm going to go ahead and buy the bag here. Not what I would normally do, but for this character, I think we can benefit a lot just from getting these extra rerolls and extra curses, and then I can lock two more items and see if we can get either of those cursed. Again, I was really hoping that one of those two rerolls would yield a medical gun, so we could potentially curse another weapon here, or curse a weapon. But there will be time for us to pick up weapons, and because we're the Lich, we don't need to worry as much about getting our weapon set online, because it's just less important to our wave clear, since we have the passive. Now, of course, we're really hoping that we drop a bag, or drop a crate to go with our cursed bag. That would be awesome, but unfortunately, we have not. Let's roll here. I'm looking for harvesting, but I'll take 2 armor here, and then 8 harvesting. That's awesome. Here, unfortunately, we didn't get either curse. I really would like to get the lumberjack shirt cursed, so I think what I'm going to do is buy the helmet, leave this locked, and then roll. And I'm gonna, because I still need to find medical guns, so I don't want to spend too much money on things that aren't weapons on this wave anyways. So we're gonna give up one shop slot here in order to be able to lock the lumberjack shirt for an extra wave. I'm going to roll one more time here, and yeah, I would buy either of these if they got cursed as well, so let's just lock everything. Definitely going to need to fix my move speed. I also should have tanked that attack. I dodged it out of habit, but as the Lich, you really want to take hits like that. You can see why I need all this armor as well, because this character is going to generate a lot of cursed enemies. We want to be taking hits on purpose, so very important that I have the armor to take hits even from cursed enemies. And we have to hope that there's no bug like what got me in the romantic challenge. Don't think I'm going to be able to kill that curse alien. I wish I'd found it just a little bit earlier. Take 5 harvesting here, so now we're up to 23. Okay, the lumberjack shirt didn't get cursed this time. We'll take the medical gun, we'll take the hedgehog, and I could leave the shirt locked for one more go-round, but honestly, I think the ugly tooth getting cursed matters more. So let's leave that locked, we'll lock a medical gun, and I'll roll one more time. We'll lock a pencil, just for the curse. When you're building curse, you pretty much just want to buy every cursed item so that more cursed stuff shows up. And we're the creature, so it's going to scale the damage from our guns, which does still matter. I need some max HP now. I've got okay armor, but we could definitely, and obviously great healing because we're the Lich, but we could definitely use some max HP. The creature giving us all of this extra curse scaling on our weapons is also helping make up for the loss of damage scaling that we get from being the Lich. It won't make up for it entirely in the late game, but it's still very good. I'll take one more harvesting. We want to get early harvesting because as the creature, we lose XP gain every wave. So income is always better the earlier you get it. It's true in Brotato as in life, but especially true for the creature because the XP that we get decreases, so each material gets individually less valuable, as well as being less valuable compared to the cost of items. And the normal reasons that it's better to get money earlier, of course, is that it makes you stronger, so you can snowball faster and everything like that. I will just buy the ugly tooth here. I think having the medical guns means that we have a relatively low damage setup, so getting that going, getting the ugly tooth can help us survive against the elites. Cute Monkey does cost me half a ranged damage, but as the Lich, you just want lots of little instances of healing, so I'm gonna just go ahead and buy that, and then I will roll. I'll buy the fertilizer, and we'll lock a medical gun. I'll lock the insanity as well. I won't buy it if it's not cursed, but if it does get cursed, then I'll buy it. The medical gun is another one of the weapons with a very funny sound design. I'm so scared of these pufferfish now. You gotta stay well away from the cursed pufferfish. If you haven't seen my romantic challenge run, definitely check that out. It was really fun trying to do romantic with flutes. Very, very difficult run. That tree kill. We'll try to get this one as well, which we should be able to because we have lumberjack shirt. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to kill the second loot alien, but we got a crate, which gave us some money from our cursed bag. Whistle is good as well. Here, I could take 5 luck. I could take an armor. Either of those are really good. I think I'm just going to take the luck here. I could take 4% damage. Remember, we only get 50% scaling because we're the Lich, but I feel like we can do better than that. And yeah, I'm going to take 6 max HP. The attack speed is also good, but maximum health is so important to us. Scales our Lich passive, helps us survive incoming damage, so really important to grab that. Alright, awesome. We got the Insanity cursed, so we'll take that. We'll buy that, and we'll take Baby Gecko as well. It can work really well with the Cute Monkey to trigger our Lich passive. We're going to pull in materials, and then that will heal us. I'll roll here. I had to cut the recording very briefly to avoid sneezing directly into the microphone, so headphone users, you can thank me for that one, but we're back. Celery tea is really interesting. If I get this cursed, it's really awesome, but it also just offsets the XP loss from being the creature entirely. So it means that we'll stay at just minus 30% XP gain, which is really not bad. So I think I'm just going to buy it here rather than try to wait for it to get cursed. I think it's better off we're better off just having this right away. And we can deal with the double health enemies. Our damage is actually pretty good at this point. We'll take the cake as well, and then we will roll, and then nice. We get to lock 4 items, any of which we'll be happy to buy, especially if they get cursed. The turret I probably won't buy uncursed. Although maybe I will. We have 3 engineering. We're doing kind of a bunch of splash damage anyways, so I might buy any of those, depending on... even if none of them get cursed, but obviously we're hoping for as many as possible. I definitely need some move speed. It's kind of hard to take damage on purpose with low move speed, because enemies are just getting away from me too fast. I also need to kill this healer. This is definitely a tough wave for Celery Tea, because there's healers this wave, and the increased enemy health pools means it's harder to one-shot things, so we can end up with enemies getting a lot of value from the healer aliens. So we're not going to make that much money this wave. Okay, I need to back out. My move speed is really slow, so I need to fix that pretty soon. I could take 2 armor here as well. Let's just do that. We're not guaranteed to get a level 2 or higher upgrade, so taking the armor here seems good. And then we got only the turret cursed, but I'm still just going to buy all of these items, and then we'll roll here. Metal detector I will lock. Definitely, if that gets cursed, it'll be awesome. Alien worm is pretty good on the Lich in general, because you just want lots and lots of small healing instances. So you don't mind particularly decreasing your consumable healing. So we can buy Alien Worm. Feather could be good if I get it cursed, but I think I'm going to roll here and try to lock a couple more relevant items. Propeller Hat is one of those, and then I'm going to roll a couple more times. When you have a cursed fish hook, you want to roll a lot in order to get value out of locking things. Alright, so I really have to roll for movement speed. We're about to hit level 10, hopefully this wave, even with decreased XP gain. So I can roll for a +9 speed level up, and that'll fix my move speed, because you saw how much more difficult it was for me to avoid taking damage last wave. Yeah, our cursed turret's actually kind of doing work over there. It's killing stuff pretty fast. And we did hit level 10, so that's great. Run over here and kill this tree. No crate. I definitely should work on improving my luck, because we have double... I gotta take the move speed. Any of these stats would be pretty good, but the move speed with -7, we just have to fix that. Oh, wow. Nothing from our fishhook? Come on. Get it together. 28% pity bonus? That's funny. We'll take the metal detector and propeller hat. So increasing my luck is important. We have double bag, and we've only gotten 1 crate drop this entire run so far. So obviously I want to fix that. We'll take the Lost Duck here. Actually, if I take Lost Duck, I can't lock anything for... None of these items are worth locking, so I can't lock anything for my fishhook, which has a huge pity bonus. So I'm actually just gonna roll, and we'll lock the landmines. No, I'll just buy landmines. Unfortunately, that means I can't re-roll, but at least we get to lock 2 things for our fishhook here. Alright, definitely feeling a little better now that our move speed is back to a normal amount. Where are our crates? We're getting really unlucky with loot crates. Killed a lot of trees. We have lumberjack shirt and everything. And I've got 30 luck. Our luck isn't incredible, but it's certainly not as bad as it could be. And not bad enough to justify how few crates that we've seen. All right, here's one. If we can kill this thing, that's at least a guaranteed one. Can we get this tree? The good thing is that even though we keep missing on crates, it gives me something to complain about, so I win either way. And we're making very good money. Glasses for 11. We do have reduced range, but I actually don't really care about that at all. Range is just not important to this character, and we have 370 range on our weapons, so it just doesn't matter. We're going to recycle that and take the 11 materials. Here I'm going to take 10 luck, because I do want to increase that as well. A cursed medical gun is obviously awesome, just going to increase our damage output, and the cursed lost duck is great as well. The particle accelerator, we're not allowed to buy, because we have medical gun as our chosen weapon here. I will take the scope. I do need to fix my attack speed, but just any curse that you can buy is always good on this character, and then we're going to go ahead and buy another medical gun, do a reroll. Treasure map we'll buy as well, and I don't really want to reduce my max HP. We only get half a damage every time the bone dice triggers, though percent damage is still really good to buy even at half rate, because we have minus 5% right now, so even tiny increases increase our damage output a lot, but I still think we can do better. We'll buy the medical gun, lock the little frog here, and then book I don't think we care about. I know I bought a cursed scope, but I feel like we can still do better, and then I'm going to roll here. Leather vest cursed would be awesome, and we'll obviously still take a cursed fertilizer even at this point. And another tree slain with no crate. Just for those keeping score at home. And again. So you can see, because enemies, we only have 34 health, which is not that much, and a lot of enemies are cursed. So we are taking a decent amount of damage. It's kind of hard to maintain my hit points, even with pretty good armor and very good healing at this point in the game. I would love Jerky as well. That would increase our consumable healing and make it heal over time, so it would trigger the Lich passive more easily. Have to run this direction. I actually took way more damage than I meant there, so I had to leave a lot of materials on the ground. Do I want 8% damage, or do I want to roll for HP? I do need both. I think I'm going to take the 4% damage. Trying to get our damage back to a normal amount will help a lot. And then we'll take these items, then I will roll. Warrior helmet is exactly the type of thing that we're looking for. Especially if it gets cursed, it would be awesome. I do want more lifesteal, so I'll buy the butterfly here, and then I'm going to roll again. Cyberball and Vigilante Ring are both good items to try to curse. And then let's go ahead and just buy this cursed medical gun to increase our curse even further. So I did lose 3 HP there. I'm down to only 31. I need to fix that pretty soon. We're not going to hit level 15 this wave, I don't think, so I won't be able to get a guaranteed +9. But hopefully with relatively high luck, we should still be able to make something happen. Hey! 20 trees later, we dropped a crate from one. It's kind of hard, because I'm playing on very low health right now, and all the enemies are cursed. It's pretty hard to take damage in order to get our Lich passive to trigger. So I'm definitely losing some clear speed because of that, because I just haven't really been given great options for buffing my HP. And obviously we still had to do stuff like buy leather vest. It's just too good to leave at home. But we definitely need to get extra health here. The medical turret, I'm going to take just even more healing, and we'll take landmines for more splash damage. 2 armor would be good, 4 regen would be good, but our max HP is just too low. I've got to fix that. Awesome to get the warrior helmet. We'll take the vigilante ring as well. Cyberball will still just help kill stuff around the map, and then we will lock these 2 items as well. Do a reroll, lock a medical gun, and I don't have any piercing shots. I will lock the pumpkin just because if it gets cursed, I'll still buy it. Even without any pierce, I think it can be fine. to buy the pumpkin there just for the curse. And then if we do get Pierce, it'll be very, very good. If it doesn't get cursed, I'm not going to buy it, though. Jellyfish Elite, definitely a good roll for us. This one is pretty easy to fight, typically. If I had better AoE damage, I could probably kill it pretty easily. Unfortunately, a lot of our splash damage is just going on to other things. Including all the cursed lampreys that just spawned, so I'm not going to be able to kill the elite this wave. Even though we have pretty hard-hitting weapons, we just don't have the other damage to get it. Or the damage to other enemies to get it. If we had piercing shots, we could kill it as well. So a high priority is grabbing those, if at all possible. But if we survive, we'll be pretty happy. Honestly, this is a more interesting run than I thought it would be. I'm going to recycle the scope here. I definitely don't want to lose attack speed, but I will lose half a range damage for the cute monkey. And then here, 15 luck or 2 armor. I think we've got 14 armor. I'm just going to take the luck here. We will buy the cursed medical gun, upgrade our other cursed medical gun, take shady potion. I'm not going to buy the pumpkin here like we talked about. We'll take a medical gun as well. And another cute monkey, sure. I'll roll little muscly dude. We definitely want 5 regen and some knockback on the mammoth. I still don't think is worth it, but we'll lock the padding as well. Scope, again, is that worth locking? Probably it is. I do need to fix my attack speed, but we should hit level 15, so I can look for a 15-point attack speed level up. Yeah, honestly, this is a really fun run because we're trying to balance the fact that we don't do as much damage as you expect because of the reduced damage scaling from Lich, alongside enemies having a lot more health and damage themselves, and us having to take damage. I was expecting this to be a very easy run, but it's actually been fairly interesting. Try to kill this Stargazer tower before it hatches, because that's just a lot of health to get through, especially if that enemy spawns cursed. Now that I've gotten to 50 HP, we're in a little better shape, because I can actually take damage on purpose and actually make use of our Lich passive a little bit more. I will take 2 regen off the campfire. We still just want as much healing as we can get. We'll take the bat. I do have negative move speed again, so do I want to fix my attack speed for lifesteal and more damage, or fix my move speed? I think I'll fix my attack speed first. Nice, both of these got cursed. Oh yeah, and that was the right decision. I should have looked, actually, but we have a horde wave. Attack speed's going to be more important than move speed for the horde wave. Typically, move speed is best for elite waves to help you not take damage, and damage is better for horde waves because you can clear all the enemies. Fixing our HP now, so we're in great shape there. Let's unlock that scope because it didn't get cursed. We'll take the baby gecko and keep leveling the medical guns. Do a reroll. No. Getting 50 range damage from the axolotl would be really fun, but we'll just take a clockwork wasp here. Unfortunately, you can't lock the axolotl. It always shows up when you don't have enough money to buy it. I'll lock Dangerous Bunny, I'll lock Bat, and then I'm going to reroll these other items, but we'll lock all these things and see if we can get another solid cursed item. Only have 62 HP, I guess, because a lot of it was fake health from the padding. But our damage should be pretty good at this point. Even with low percent damage, our weapons hit pretty hard because they scale off our curse, and we've increased our curse a lot. Still would love some form of piercing shots. That's the most important thing that we could get. And this wave is always going to be a challenge because it has a bunch of high health enemies and it's a horde wave. A horde wave is always pretty dangerous for the Lich because your damage gets spread out between all the horde enemies, so it's easy to get overwhelmed. Try to take a couple hits here and make sure we're actually clearing some enemies with our passive, but trying to avoid getting so low that I'm at risk of dying. Make my way through the center of the map here to pick up at least some of those materials, and we made it through. We're in okay shape. I'll take the ice cube for 33, I think. No, I'm gonna pass on that. Obviously, we'll feel bad if we find some elemental damage sources, but I really just need to have the money to buy defensive and reliable offensive stats. I'll pass on the hedgehog. The others are good enough to buy even without being cursed. And again, our fishhook has missed on every potential. Interesting spot here. I could try to curse the Estes couch. I could also just buy it, because we could go down to minus 17 speed, which would give me 34 more regeneration, which could let us tank through everything. I think what I'm going to do here is lock the Estes couch. We'll buy the ritual for sure. And is it... No, I think it's safer just to ignore Estes couch. It's kind of fun to try this sometimes, but honestly, just having the move speed to dodge the boss attacks, I think, is going to matter more. So we're going to pass on Estes couch this time. I'll lock a medical gun and a cursed turret, though, of course, and go to the next wave. We also just don't really need more regeneration. We have so much healing already. So I'll take more regeneration that doesn't cost us a really important stat, like move speed. This is an interesting spot for an Estes couch run, because the regen helps trigger our Lich passive, but move speed is really important to take damage purposefully, as you've seen a few times. So I don't think that it's actually a very good pickup here. If we had one more fishhook and could curse it a little more reliably, I might have gone for it, but as is, it just doesn't seem like where we want to be. Once again, I will say we are getting quite unlucky in terms of crate drops. Game has it out for me this run. I'll take the mushroom. Still, I have 87 luck, so dropping that to 85 is fine. I do want a little more move speed, so I'll go up to 16 here. We'll take another cursed weapon. We'll buy the cursed turret, and then let's go ahead and combine in order to get higher level cursed weapons. Take the medical gun, we'll take the cake, and we'll roll. Shady potion. So tractor's actually kind of interesting. We do still have a huge XP gain penalty, so it won't give us as much value as it normally would. I think we won't take that. I'll take the Shady Potion, and I'll just roll past the other items here. Goblet is another way to get just random healing, so we're always happy to see that. And then we will roll. Barnacle, we currently have no... we have very low XP gain. So if I buy this Wave 17, on the Wave 17 shop, we get... or Wave 16 shop, we get 17, 18, 19 with the Barnacle. That's probably enough levels to be worth it. Decomposing Flesh, I think, again, I will lock in case it gets cursed. I won't buy it if it doesn't get cursed, but if it does, then it'll be a lot of lifesteal, which we do still want. We've also reached the point where piercing shots are a lot less valuable, because the creature has reduced our range enough that the pierce just won't come up that often. And our damage is high enough that we're no longer leaving enemies alive to pierce through them anyways. Piercing shots is a funny stat like that because it will hit a peak where once you get enough damage, you no longer need the piercing shots because you're just killing everything as soon as it spawns anyways. Two crates that wave, that's pretty nice, and we'll take one ranged damage, that's fine. A baby gecko is always good. Unfortunately, the barnacle didn't get cursed, but the decomposing flesh did. I think the barnacle will still be worth buying here. How many levels? We're getting, like, less than one level per wave, so maybe it's just not worth it, but I will still take the goblet and decomposing flesh. Even at the for, like, 4 lifesteal, I think that's fine. And then we will pick up the bag here, even this late. Unless we continue to get staggeringly unlucky, it should, in theory, still be good. We'll lock the jerky here. I can reduce my move speed a bit, so I'll buy the campfire, and then go to the next wave. Nice, got a crate right away. I guess I was very close to level 18, so if we hit 20 by the end of wave 19, if we hit level 20 by the end of wave 19, I think the barnacle would have been worth it. If we don't, then I think the barnacle was not worth it. So that'll be an interesting case study in whether I guessed correctly as to how much XP we're going to get. Killing these blobfish and increasing our curse even more. It's also good because we can now tank enough damage at this point that the lampreys are actually good for us because they manageably reduce our HP in order to trigger our Lich passive more frequently. Terrified Onion, I am going to take... it drops my luck to 100, but giving us more move speed will help us deal with the bosses more easily. We'll take the spicy sauce here. I'm going to re-roll this. I feel like we can do better. And 4% damage is still pretty good. Our percent damage is very low. We'll take a jerky, definitely. Shady potion, yes. Recycling machine is maybe too late. We do get the option of recycling a bad level 4 item here, but for 111, I think this late we can actually just do better. Take a dangerous bunny, though, and we will roll again. Metal detector, also probably too late, so let's re-roll that. And then, nice, another cursed weapon is always good. Okay, with the scar, which I probably should still buy, because that will probably push us over the edge to hitting level 20, so it's going to be worth it. So I guess the barnacle would have been fine, given that we found a scar. Nice boss fight there, because our damage has actually increased a lot. Just buying that little bit of attack speed and continuing to increase our curse has given us a lot of extra killing power. Though I'm still so spooked by these cursed pufferfish, because they clearly have it out for me. Ooh, can we get this? Nice. Got the loot alien right before the end, so we got a lot of extra extra crates and thus extra materials there since we have triple bag. Will I hit an extra level from having the diploma, and do I care about the engineering? I think not enough to lose 3 HP and 67 materials. Retromation's hoodie, we currently have only 4 dodge, but attack speed is really good, so I'm going to take this and we can potentially make use of that if we find enough dodge. I'm going to recycle the sunglasses, I'll recycle the pencil, and then here I'm just going to take 6 dodge because it's 12 attack speed. Yeah, I'll take the Insanity, still not bad, and we'll take a Lost Duck even this late, it's not bad as well. We're only going to get 1 more level before the end of the run, so we can pass on that. The Ashes is quite good here. We will lose 1 armor, but that's fine. I could even lock it, and then I never lose irrelevant armor, and maybe get it cursed. A cursed Ashes is obviously very good. It'll offset our range penalty as well, not that that matters, but it's kind of fun. We'll buy a medical gun here, and I think I will just buy the Ashes. Just having more damage and attack speed this next wave seems really good. Cursed Wisdom is always incredible. We'll definitely take that, and we'll take the Corrupted Shard, and we'll grab a Blindfold as well. Do another reroll. Unfortunately, nothing here worth locking, so we don't get any fishhook value for the last shop, but we can just hop over to wave 19. So it's looking like I might have hit level 20 without the scar. It's a little harder to tell than you might think because XP is non-linear. The the more levels you gain, the more XP each level takes. So the 20% actually ends up, of additional XP gain from the scar, the 20% actually ends up looking like more on the bar than it's actually giving you. Or sorry, looking like less on the bar than it's actually giving you. So whether we'd have hit, even though we're much more than 20% of the way to level 21, excuse me, allergy season. Even though we're much more than 20% of the way to level 21, it's not just the scar that's making that difference. Let's take the big arms here, and that'll just be +3 ranged damage. Baby with a beard. Gosh, sorry, pals. Apparently I was not done coughing. All right, Baby with a Beard will allow us to clear a couple extra enemies. I guess I'll take it going into the last boss fight. I do want more % damage. We'll take 8 luck here, and then 1 more ranged damage. The luck is still worth picking up because we have the Cyber Ball, so it can help deal a little more damage output. And the extra armor will help us survive. We'll take 6% more damage here, and then we'll grab the Wisdom. Percentage damage is pretty good going into the boss fight here, because again, it's fairly low, so it increases our overall damage output by a lot. Take the Small Fish. The Medical Gun, there isn't much need for, because I don't really want to combine 2 cursed weapons. I'll take the Feather, though, because that will get us to... Oh, actually, there was no need for that. I guess the damage scaling is still decent with half a range damage, so it still put us up additional damage there. Let's roll here. We'll upgrade our medical gun. I'll take the blood leech, and then I will roll again. Now I can combine my cursed weapon with the non-cursed one and buy a medical gun here as well, and then I'll roll a couple times just for fun. Oh, the baby elephant would have been a really nice find, but let's go see if we can kill these bosses. Take some hits on purpose right at the start to trigger our Lich passive. Standing near the medical turret as well, so we can rapidly heal up. Also pick up a couple consumables, because that will give me very fast healing over time from the jerky, so we're going to get even more ticks of our Lich passive. Alright. There we go. Managed to defeat this run despite, external forces trying to stop me. We did end up with 1,000 materials from the bags, though given that we had triple bag and 150 luck for a lot of the game, this was still very low. We did get super unlucky there. 360 healing from the cute monkeys is awesome. The celery tea ended up being quite good. It's funny it shows stats gained 0 on the celery tea. It just... I guess it uses the same tracker as the creature XP loss, so it's just canceling out. That's interesting to know. We ended up with 4 items from the treasure map, so very good there. 20k damage off of the cyber ball, 9k, I guess 8.5k off the landmines, so excellent as well. Dangerous bunnies saved us a ton of money. The decomposing flesh gave me 8 lifesteal, so that was pretty good. Got my lifesteal percentage up to way over the maximum, so we probably didn't need that. When did they change the lifesteal on medical gun? I actually thought it was only 40% for the level 1 medical gun. Oh wait, it is, but then it's 30 from my actual lifesteal. Okay. Sometimes I'm dumb, but I got there. So overall, that was honestly a really fun run with a lot more nuance and decision-making than I expected. Obviously, super, super strong once we turned the corner into the late game and got past the point of being squishy enough that the cursed enemies could kill me. But up to that point, it was really interesting trying to navigate lowering my health to trigger the Lich passive and just not having the damage to kill all the cursed enemies. So really interesting run for at least the first half of it. As always, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and if you did, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.